everybody, how we doing, man? I'm glad to see you. Appreciate that, Spy. And like you said, 300 and we climbing, man. And I gotta say, with just building this algorithm and everything, it's just so crazy to just see that shit develop with time. And it's like, I think I got a comment on my last video from, I think his Discord name is Lunic or something like that. I can't remember it. Or actually, it's liquid, but he just said, just from going at the beginning to just having a slow algorithm to now I'm trying to build a little bit faster and everything like that. Okay, I guess so. He said we're busy with school and different schedule here. Yeah, I gotta say, in the States we having like a Memorial weekend, so I ain't gonna really have nothing to do tomorrow or anything, so I wouldn't mind just staying up tonight and streaming. And also give a shout out to Willie Z. It's his birthday today. At first I tried to get him in the Discord call, but he didn't really want to do that or anything. But also let me know if one of y'all in the chat want to get in the Discord call. I feel like maybe doing something a little bit different while I'm backtesting this time. Yeah, we can chop it up about talking something about no nonsense forex, about the Discord community, about like your ideas of building an algorithm or just anything. I'm kind of open tonight. So I guess with yeah, Spy, that's what I got from Willie Z, because at first I was going I'm gonna call him Willie. That's how first I was gonna do with Willie, since it was birthday, and I would kind of feel like maybe just doing it up for the stream a little bit, but he said everybody was sleeping at his house. I was like, yeah, I understand that. Thank you, Daria, I appreciate that. So here, I'll say I'll probably give it maybe 2 more minutes and we'll get right into it. And I gotta say, the other night what was going on, that my computer was needing to do updating and there was some stuff I needed to clean up, but since then my computer been running a whole lot more smoother and everything will be better, so I can do a little bit of backtracking with showing y'all different volume indicators and things like that before I show y'all the new X's that I was trying out. Yeah, I'm just trying to get some stuff ready on the back end. And I think what I wanted to also like let y'all know and talk about it, everything. Hey, what's up, broski? Happy birthday, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming out on your birthday to come and support me. So with everything being taken care of, we gonna get right into the video or the stream whenever you're watching it. And also, before I get started, I gotta say, please like this video, leave a comment, and gonna help spread and build our community like y'all been doing so great before. Share the video within the Discord if they ask a question and it's relevant to them. I really appreciate that. So getting into it, as you can see, this is the QQE that I started with, and I can show y'all what it very first looked like. Was like with this. Now, as you can see, it's nothing like a whole lot different, but the way I saw this it didn't really look that good to me. But what I just did was I went into the colors, and this on the default setting. I can say I just went into colors and just changed that up a little bit to kind of suit my needs. And that's just like, yeah, because after my back end and stuff, I really appreciate that. Willie said, man, your videos improve my back testing. That's why I always watch your videos. And guys, also, it's probably not gonna happen soon, but I just said in the Discord, be on the lookout for that EA video. Even though I don't really like the EA video, just knowing that I'm just really dedicated in that. If you can give me a stick and a rock, I can probably make some fire or something. Just talking. But anywho, so this is the QQE. A couple of other volume indicators that's out there is the TDFI that FireRate always endorse, is that indicator. And also, guys, I can say, for volume indicators, I don't have no problem sending it to you, but like if you go message me, say, hey, can you send me some good volume indicators, that kind of response is going to get to go look for it in the Discord. Now you say, hey, can I get the QQE, or hey, can I get the TDFI? I can set you up with that. I'm cool with that. But like volume indicator, this is hard. Let me see. Hey, what's up, Tiago? I think he one of the new subscribers to the family. I see you, man. And I think this is another volume indicator. But one big concept I wanted to talk about volume a little bit before we get to the other thing is that my opinion on a volume indicator, and guys, really listen to this. My opinion on the volume indicator is not necessarily just quote unquote volume. In my mind, what a volume indicator is, at the end of the day, is just a slow 2-line cross indicator. Regardless of the 2-line cross, either tell you when market is flat, or when it's trending, or whenever you're in a bear environment or a bull environment. That's it. You don't want a 2-line indicator that give you a whole bunch of false signals like it does right here. You want it to kind of be like smooth, and if it gives a signal, it gives a signal. You don't want nothing that just flip a whole lot back and forth. And that a volume indicator, don't really get too caught up in the whole mindset of thinking, ooh, I gotta find a volume indicator. Ooh, I gotta find a volume indicator. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what it is, all these other indicators, especially after we get the C1 and C2 out the way, or actually the C1 and baseline have a specific purpose, but all the other ones are there to just filter out losses. It just filter out losses, and it's okay if it filter out some wins. But I was telling some people earlier today, whenever you build on your algorithm, what you want to do is have your C1, C2, and then either put in your baseline or your exit, then add your volume indicator. Because one thing I've been preaching really big about my channel is that you do not want to eliminate your big wins, and that whenever you're just going off the C1 spreadsheet with just wins and losses, you don't know the values of each win or each loss. Because say it can increase your win rate, but you just took out a trade that would have earned you 0.3% or $500 or whatever to your bottom line. That's why I always endorse, whenever you're building your algorithm, have a C1 indicator, have a proper C2 indicator, then either add an exit indicator, what I'm going to show you before, or a baseline. It kind of just depends, either or. And also with the volume, like I said, have your mindset to really focus on just having a slow 2-line cross indicator, or maybe you can get lucky with a 0-line cross, like I'll show you a couple examples in a little bit. Me, I'm just not too fond of it, but the way that I build algorithms and the way you build algorithms could be different. Yeah, with the current, okay, Spot said, yeah, with the current algo I'm building, adding a volume always make my ROI worse. And I'm gonna hit that in a little bit. Augusto said volume is just a glorified C3 third confirmation indicator, to be honest, unless you get a volume. Mr. Helper, he said, save these videos, man. I'm gonna go through all of them. They all gonna be up on the channel, man. Okay, so before I go back to what Spy said, hey, Mr. Helper, I see you in the chat, man. I appreciate you subscribing. Turn me up then. So Tiago said, you test your volume indicator based on EVZ on the wins and losses. Short answer to that question is no. I test my volume indicator purely off of results. The EVZ is like an additional aspect. The way that I see it's like a little nuance, because I don't know if I think you're new to my way of talking and everything, but the way I always like to say compared to building algorithms and things is like VP from No Nonsense Forex, link in the description. He gave us the blueprints to build a house. But at the end of the day, it's our house. We gotta live into it, and you gotta build it whatever that are custom for you and your personality. So like for me, whenever I was testing with EVZ things at that point in time, it didn't really do that. It didn't really do that good for me. So I'm kind of just sidestepping that and just moving forward. And that a lot of times, like say if you don't have a good exit indicator, that's okay. Or say if you need an additional filter indicator, that's okay. Or if you just, even though it's not recommended, if you have 2 zero line cross indicators as your C1 and C2, that's okay. Your algorithm, or like say for instance your one candle rule or bridge of forward rule or any of those kind of rules, it's different nuances that does really good with VP algorithm and most of everybody other algorithms. That's not a hard and fast rule. Like say now for instance, say with news, that has to be in your algorithm. For No Nonsense Forex, that's non-negotiable. But mostly everything else is kind of flexible and depending on what you want to do with it. Okay, so Willie, he asked a good question. Can a baseline like T3 be used as a second confirmation indicator? So I would say yes, it could be, in my opinion, the way that I like to do things, because you can also run your personal test. For me, in my experience and me actually live trading and things like that, I haven't noticed my version of T3 multi-time frame curl indicator. That's my baseline, as you can see here. The colors don't really repaint. It doesn't really change. If it changes, stay there. Now if you can backtest and find something else, then best believe let me know. But yeah, so in my opinion, anything, because whenever you find your first confirmation indicator, it can be either an on chart indicator, a 0 line cross, or a 2 line cross. But the thing is, what is really highly preferable, if your C1 is a 0 line cross, your C2 more than likely has to be an on chart or a 2 line cross indicator. You want to diversify a little bit with your algorithm, just like you in your finances and investment portfolios and everything like that. You want to diverse to just not have only one type of indicator. But going back to what Lauren Spot said with volume indicator, actually Augusto, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Augusto made a really good message in the Discord earlier, with saying whenever like adding volume and other pieces in the indicators, is that you need to try and look for different individual results. So I try to look for profit factor, try to look for drawdown, try to look for just account expectancy like I provide in my chart. So just anything like that. It's just because a lot of times, even though it may bring your ROI down from like say 32 to 30, in the grand scheme of things, that's okay, because just keep in mind that we all is testing this over 5 pairs, and you still gonna have to imagine that. And I have a couple people who can attest to this. Once you scale out to 28 pairs, all of this is gonna just be explode. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I was gonna show y'all a couple of the zero line. So like, the reason why I don't like zero line volatility indicators is like, say for these, whenever it just go flat, I can't really tell is that a good time to trade, that not good time to trade, is that mean is it going down? It's not really for me. I don't like it a whole lot. And let me see what else. Obviously you got the regular WAE, but for me this looks ugly to me. I'd rather have this than this. And because I mean, at the end of the day, as you can see, even with this small sample, it shows basically the same thing. Whenever it trend, big move, showing more volume and everything like that. So it all kind of just depends on what your preference and everything. I think this might be a volume indicator. So yeah, this is another volume indicator. I can't attest to that. I cannot attest if that one repaints or not. Is this one? Oh no, that's an on chart. Was there any other ones? There's probably some more. I see this one says volume. So this is kind of like the WAE. And also guys, let me know, if message me in the Discord if you just want my indicator portfolio, because it got a whole bunch, because I never showed y'all because it's a mess. But it got an inspect, and it's a big one with just tons and tons of indicators. And I got a whole lot more I don't show on stream. So if you ever want like my indicator portfolio, I don't mind giving it out, because it's like, in my opinion, I'd rather give everybody the tools to be successful. That's why I don't really charge for my sheets or my YouTube comment, and that's why I don't really ask. Even though a couple people in the past have done blessed me and gave donations, I kind of just do it out like the goodness of my heart, because the reason why I made this YouTube channel is that I want to be the person that I needed whenever I was building the algorithm. I want to be the role model to somebody that, here, you can do this, and here's a right way of going about it. Because a lot of stuff been going on in the Discord with saying like you doing like EAs and things like that, because once you get on it, it's hard to wing people off of it. But many people can attest, they can say once you actually start testing manual, especially if you start testing manual my way, you'll never go back. Yeah, I should make some folders for my indicators. I'm just lazy. And another thing that I have to take into consideration is that I have different templates, and once I organize these, then I gotta redo the templates and resave the templates and stuff. But hey, at the end of the day, that's here nor there. Let's get into the video. So I already had like a good idea on what I wanted from for a exit indicator. Yeah, so I was noticing, and here we can go to the charts. Actually, I just make this big. And I got like a couple questions about like my spreadsheet. So like, I don't know if y'all like know, but like all of this section right over here is to show you like the monthly profits and loss. I don't know, that's what the P&L stand for, profits, loss for each month. And this number shows max drawdown. And also in the master spreadsheet, you have a running tally of all your trades, all in order from each individual pairs. So like you can see, okay, here I had a big loss here from Aussie K. You can go straight to that spreadsheet and do what you need to do. And also guys, with my spreadsheets, if you haven't noticed, you have a built-in equity curve. It's not really much else you can ask for a spreadsheet. Now granted, due with like the fresh and void Fresh and Void spreadsheet that's on the No Nonsense Forex Trading Tool channel. There's a little bit different than mine, but I just really like mine because of flexibility that you can go in here and edit each trade to, like, say how much you want to risk. Like, say if you want to risk half risk, you can just go right here, put divide by 2, and that halves the risk. See, at first it was at 66, now it's at 33, and just anything like that. Okay, so Tiago, he said, I'm looking to start and test it manually. Do you test your C1 with all algorithm? Do you test it, for example, with C2 only or baseline only? So I guess to give you a short answer, what I do is I just test the C1 solely by itself, as VP tell us to do, to just find a good one that has at least a 60% win rate or higher, a 60% true win rate, a true win rate. That sounds terrible when I first said it. And so I think they'll probably, after I finish building this algorithm, I might go back and show y'all how to actually properly test the C1 indicator, or I might just do a video. So what you want to do is test the C1 indicator by itself, and then the reason why I tell you to do it my way is here. I'm gonna show you right here in a second. If I can find it, there we go. So this, I'm pretty sure this isn't updated, but this is the spreadsheet. So this is the win rate that I want above 60% before I proceed to my C2 indicator. And the way that I tell you to do it is, all you have to do is enter the trade, and enter if it was a win, a loss, or a nothing trade. And if it was a nothing trade, meaning that your C1 indicator flips. And if you don't get that, I have a whole video talking about what is a chalk it up trade. You can go look at that. Then what you want to do is go to this third column. It's going to be a nothings column. And what you want to do is, what would have happened to the trade if you would have left it alone and just let it run. And the way that I also explain it to people, I say, imagine if you tell a little kid to just trade this algorithm and press buy or press sell whenever the C1 indicator flips one way. So like, let's say if this line goes above this line, press buy. If this line goes above that line, press sell. And that's how you want to just do your testing. And yes, you're gonna end up with a lot of times whenever you just flipping back and forth and everything, where you'll be in 2 trades at once or something like that. And from here, what you want to do is, say you have the DPO, you'll want to just add the other indicator, and you can go back here, go to these dates, and then head straight to that point on the chart and just filter it out. So like, say this will probably be a spot I will focus in a lot, because a whole lot of nothing trade, and it's like a losses and wins back and forth. So that's a place, like I say, I will focus on to just try to filter out some of those kind of stuff with my C2 indicator and everything like that. And I hope that answered your question. So I went back to how I did before. I highlighted the big key trades. Like I said, either I got 2 ATR or it's around 1. It was either hit my full stop loss or hit 2 ATR. Meaning by 2 ATR is 1 trade I got full ATR, and the other trade I at least got around 1 ATR. And that's my big ticket trades that I want. Those are the trades I'm giving real big attention to on my exit indicator, because those are the trades that are going to affect your bottom line the most. I'm not saying the other ones don't matter, because they do matter a whole lot at the end of the day, but it's easier to focus on big things first and then work your way down. I kind of like looking at I think it's called a top down approach instead of a bottom up approach. Yes, sir. So what you want to do, Tiago, is just building up your piece one by one. So you want to start off with the C1, then go to your C2. Then once you have a C2, depending on what you want to do, what you feel comfortable with, start scaling with either a baseline or an exit indicator. Then from there, you can either add the volume or you can add the opposite of what you did. So say if you had an exit, then you can add a baseline, or you can add a volume indicator or things like that. I also explain a little bit better in the how to trade no nonsense forex. So Anywho, I know I've been just teasing at it for a while. So I went to here. I knew I preferably me, I like on chart exit indicators. That's just what I've been seeing with really good success so far with, and that's what I like. And I noticed with a lot of times with those my big losses, say it would be this trade, it will give one candle, then it will hit my stop loss. I'm like, okay, I need something a little bit more reactive to my trade. So I said, okay, I remember just from back testing and just seeing different indicators, I try to look at this one. I tried to do a couple different settings and stuff. It didn't really fit with me in my trading style. So I'm like, okay. So let's see what I actually want. Is it gonna show? There we go. And now you can see this is really jumpy and it don't look right. So name of this indicator, Elder Safe Zone, and it would just been sitting right here. And now just stepping aside from exit indicators, what I really think is a good indicator, a good volume indicator, is PZ Flat Market Index. Now I haven't tested to see if this is repainting or not. I say it might be good to check it out and let me know how it goes. But this is so far on the default settings, and I'm just back testing it out. I only did it for one pair, and I decided this time that I'm gonna actually just show you the process of me actually back testing it and just seeing how it goes. And with all like being said, F11, from just being in the Discord group and just seeing other people approach to the different continuation indicators and things like that, I remember a couple people that I didn't see had it where if price cross your exit indicator but haven't crossed your base on, then cross the other way, that's a continuation trade, and I really like that. So I'm trying to go, let me find a good one. Okay, so 331.17. Okay, so I got a signal, price traveling down. So price crossed my exit indicator, then next candle it crosses back down. So this would be a continuation indicator, a continuation trade, I'm sorry for the apologies, and it'll just ride the sunset out. This is what VP was meant by saying a lot of times a continuation trade gonna be your big ticket trades. And also, guys, a little bit before, what I did was like testing different rules by saying if this and this happen, then I can take a trade. If this happen, yada yada yada, whatever. Just doing that. Okay, see, Algo said, okay, now it's starting tomorrow, back testing each one individually. I was thinking it needed to include a full icon right away, but I got your answer. And also, Tiago, don't be afraid, and I highly encourage you to start get a Discord account and message me on Discord and get a part of the group, because the group is really helpful. Like, I gotta say, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the people in the chat, in the Discord chat. See, Augusto, he agreed with him. He said, yo, same, most of my algos run on chart exit indies. And I don't know, I feel really interested tonight in actually talking with some people and just having like a podcast type of show where I'm actually answering questions. So I guess say something in the chat if you feel like you want to get in a Discord call with me. We can hop on the voice call and talk it up a little bit. I'm pretty sure other people would appreciate that. I know a lot of times all around the world that it's just different times everybody can't talk, but if you can, if you have a question, just let me know. We can hop in and make bar function whenever you use the search bar before you like ask questions or something like that. And so I guess just to explain the algorithm a little bit to where it is, get my starting point. So the way the algorithm is, rules for entries is that if it's the exit indicator, it doesn't affect my entry at all, anything like that. But I gotta say, so my exit would be either news, it crosses my exit indicator, across my baseline, or my C1 indicator crosses, and I can re-enter into the trend if price cross my exit indicator. And so let me try to rephrase that. So if I exit a trade due to my exit indicator, or it crosses my exit indicator and it crosses back over my exit indicator and not having crossed my baseline yet, then that's another entry, and I am ignoring news for this. Now I can easily go back and take that into consideration, but just for right now, makes up easy on myself. I'm not worrying about news. For continuation trades, regular setup trades, I do take into consideration, and after doing some more back testing and things like that, the one candle rule did not serve a good purpose for my algorithm at the very end, so I'm disregarding that rule. So yeah, I think if that's being said, I ask any questions before we get started testing. Okay, so I'm glad you asked that question, Willie. And the reason why I do everything is it's a reason behind the madness that I do the things the way that I do. So the reason why I tell you to mark down your C1 testing the way that I do is whenever you go to, like, say, your DPO, and after you filtering things, you can see if your algorithm, that's why this true win rate matters, because that true win rate represents if you do not, how can I explain this? Let me take a step back. I'm getting kind of excited. So Willie asked, are you going to test the C1 indicator to see if it worked well as an exit indicator? And the reason why I tell you to mark down your charts the way that I do is because this third column that represent nothings, that is a true win rate. So that's saying ignoring the C1 indicator as an exit indicator, what would the results of back testing it would be. And so for here, you can see it would be a 55% or 56% win rate. And with that, I can just gain information and knowledge about my algorithm on how it will perform, ignoring C1 or not ignoring. I would say at the point in testing, whenever you will really see that is whenever you add your baseline or your exit indicator. So freshly after you test your C1 indicator the way that I tell you to do, then you test your C2 indicator, and then after you put your baseline or exit, that's going to also be the time to see if your C1 indicator is a good exit indicator too. More times often than not, it is going to be, unless you just have a super duper fast C1 indicator, then it might not be in your best interest, but for the most part, yeah. Okay, so Mr. Helper, he asked a good question. He said, how do you deal with consolidation? I get false signals all over it, and I know it's going to eat at my account when I start one. So that's the beauty about no nonsense forex. So like with consolidation, so like, let's see if I can get into a point where, okay, so for here, one thing with that too, with everything being said, is set that speed. So like you can see excuse me, my C2 indicator tell me it's a bear market. My volume indicator tell me regardless of all this choppiness, you are in a bear market. For the most part, my baseline tell me you're in a bear market. So like I said, this false signal right here, it got filtered out because, or actually, so I guess I would say that one probably didn't get filtered out. I'm not sure. But here I can go to probably a little bit better of an example. Okay, so like for here, you can see right here, we have a little bearish turn in the market, a low point. But even though my C1 indicator reacted to it, all my other indicators said, nah, you're not in a downturn, you're still going forward. So Ms. Harper, let me know if that answered your question. Okay, so Remy asked a good question, and it's a question that a lot of people ask. On my MT4, how do I make it move one candle period at a time with the keypad, because it moves by several? Sorry, a new question though. Well, it's I understand it's a new question. So what you probably meaning is if you push the arrow key, it moves over by like 3 or 4 candles. But if you press F12, that's how you get it to move by 1. And say if you want to make a big jump, I know the way that my computer is set up, I just take 2 fingers and scroll on my pad, and it gets the job done. And so with all of that being said, I believe I'm gonna I'm going to start testing. And before I start testing, I gotta reiterate, please guys, if you like the content, if you're enjoying it, wouldn't mind leaving a like, leaving a comment, sharing it with some people, get more people to come into the streams. And yeah, Remy said thank you. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask no questions. There's no stupid questions in my stream. Okay, so now we got our first signal right here. So now we're looking for a continuation indicator. So you see price crossed my baseline, so this is not a continuation trade for me. And the way that I like to do it is I just like to have my my box set up on the left side. Hey, shout out to Whiskey Pops for subscribing. I appreciate that. So I like to just have my cursor set up there and then look up. It's like that. So whenever I switch over to type, it'll automatically drop me down there. Just a little quick trick to help speed things up. So now we're looking for the next set, and that's March 22nd, 2017. So we're just going to keep scrolling on over there. And this is why it's so important that I would say use dates whenever you're back testing. It makes things so much easier. That was funny. Whiskey said no stupid questions, challenge accepted. That was funny. You got me there. Oh, and I get just a couple of future references. So like the way I pulled up my data window, and that's for like say in these situations where you can't tell really what's what on top, is I press Control D and this pops up with my data window. Yours will probably look like this. You can scroll and see all the other indicators. And to pull up the crosshairs that you always see me using, I press Control F and it pops up. Now if you have a mouse, you can just click on the scroll wheel and it can pop up too. Kind of just depends on what kind of system you're running. Okay, so it crosses my baseline, so now I just ignore it and keep scrolling to 511. Now yes, you can see that I missed a big trade, but hey, I'm not tripping at all. So a learn spot said, "What's a candle?" So like a candle is something that they use in like the medieval times, where you would spark like a fire or something, and you put it on like a little candle wick. It's like a little string that can light on fire a whole lot, and it brings you heat into the house, so you won't freeze your toes off at night. So yeah, let me know if you got any more questions. So in this situation, 5-1, it my C1 flips, so that's why we have that. And so now this could be a continuation trade opportunity. As you can see, 5-5-3. And also, you probably curious, it didn't. Let me make sure. Yeah, so price is still above my baseline, so I can't show you, but it's 0.8 at the top of my data window, 0.8448, and my coral up, that's the baseline, is 0.8446. So that means it's still above. And also my continuation trades, everything have to align. I'm not ignoring nothing. I'm keeping it simple on myself. So then that's going to be a new trade. We're going to go ahead and mark this down, but I already had marked this down from the past. And I got exit right there because of my baseline and my exit indicator. So then now for any more of these trades, oh, and what I just did there was like I can see this little area. I can't really tell when it crossed, so I was looking at the DPO right here. You see it's negative 0.001. That's when it officially crossed positive. And also in certain situations where like say these two will equal 0, so like say both of these equal where is situation? Okay, so right here you see but that both of these, if you look right here on these two, equal negative 3.29. What I do is I refer to the candle right behind it and see which one was above it. So well, that's not right. So yeah, the signal was higher than this one. You got to take into consideration. We're going back to school now. Lower negative is higher. If you don't understand that, you gotta crack open the algebra book or something. But yeah, so I was just checking it to see when it crossed and everything like that. And also manually backtesting, you can also go back to check your work, and that's what you always constantly doing. You see this could be a trade, but everything said no, so we're gonna keep on trucking to 9:15, or not 9:15, 9:05. All right, so you see that say 0.9135. What happened there was this candle was news, and I would have exit right there. Oh, okay. I missed that. So Mr. Helper said, yeah, thanks for the insight. So as a follow-up, should all indicators confirm the direction, if that makes sense? So yes, all that, you have to have a confluence of indicators to show it, to tell you if you're going to go long or short. So like right now, everything told me that that said short. Baseline said short. It recrossed my my exit, so that's a short trade. Lawrence 5 said Professor Chris teaching us 5th grade math. Hey man, in a couple years it's gonna be Dr. Chris if you keep messing with me, man. So you can see I already did that testing, but I at that point I decided I should probably stream this. I noticed like a lot I've been leaving y'all out kind of dry, just saying, oh, here, this is what I got, because like I don't want people to get the impression that you can just throw something together and it works. You got to actually test things out. Okay, Willie asked a good question. He said also the exit have to agree. So the exit indicator did not have to agree with the trade, and if it will help you out, make a template where the exit indicator is not even on there. So like, let's just say per se I took this initial trade because that was my actual trade I got from my C1 indicator, and say if this was still if it was still below price right here, and it was telling me theoretically I'm supposed to exit right now. Well, what I would do in that situation, wait for my exit indicator to reset and then tell me when to exit. So I gotta say, in the instance where you enter in a trade, like say for this instance you enter a short trade, and this is an actual legit trade that you got from your confirmation indicator. Say you enter into a short trade, but your exit indicator is telling you you need to exit, giving you still a long signal from the previous candle. Stay in that trade until it resets and then give you another exit, in my opinion. So let me know if that answers your question. Oh yeah, and another thing too, in my continuation trades, I'm only limiting it to one trade per trend. So like say if that crosses back, I'm not going to re-enter. Like right there, I'm not going to, because as you can see, I've been testing a little bit. Would have entered here, that would have been a small loss. So now I'm going to scroll to 1219. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And a lot of these ideas don't just think, oh, he have all the answers. Nah, a lot of these answers I done got from my year or two in the Discord, just learning from different people and stuff. So yeah, it's not just I just don't have all the answers. So you can tell that was a news exit because my first trades was below take profit and they was the same. So for that one we can just keep trucking, and now we're looking for a continuation trade, but it crossed my baseline, so now I'm moving on to the next day at 220. Oh, and another thing too, I wasn't really able to go into it on the last stream. I originally had all my data ignoring this concept, but after I went back and tested it out, it made my algorithm better. So a lot of times people ask, say if you're getting a long signal but the candle itself is bearish, should you take the trade? So like with all my other algorithms, I had one algorithm that didn't care, one algorithm that did. Kind of just depends on your system and how you making it. But at the end of the day, please test it out. Test it out. For my algorithm, I tested it out, and it's better for my algorithm if the candle go alongside with the direction that I'm taking the trade. All right, 220. Seeing if we can get a better exit. Nope. I guess that's my best exit. And a lot of times I gotta tell you guys, your best exit will be news. So now I'm going to go to pot A. And I really like this indicator because you can see it's so reactive whenever you get a good trending trade. Okay, it's gonna get you out at a really good time. Okay, you see I'm gonna check here. Okay, so Spot said, if I remember it right, VP mentioned the bear candle and the bull signal is a form of a discount for him, maybe just a pullback. Yeah, and actually that's crazy. Before starting the stream, I was just listening to some of VP videos, and also let me know if y'all rather have that playing in the background instead of the music, because I'll be definitely down to have that playing. But yeah, that was a pullback video, and I was watching that too. Actually, now talking about it out loud, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have his videos playing. Cause you can knock out two birds with one stone. Man, I just wish I can be able to actually talk to him about some of this stuff that I'm doing, to get permissions and stuff. But anywho, so wow, so this instance, elder safe zone is 0.8724, but the candle closed 0.87243, and so I'm going to exit on this candle. So then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click here, 0.8724, scroll back down here, boom, go back to Pi Day, see if I get a continuation trade. And that's why I like that exit indicator. Got me out at the best time I could. Okay, so that it was a decent trade. Now we're gonna scroll to 6.6, see how that one treat me. Yeah, Spy did bring a good point, and that's why I always use that rap beats playlist, because it's full of all free music that's non-copyright, and that's what I like. So yeah, the ideas sound great, but you gotta be careful with fair use and copyright stuff. That's a big thing. Although it may be information overload for the viewers. Yeah, you probably right. And this like this is like some of like just the random thoughts I be having while I'm back testing. And it's like a lot of times, like by now I probably would have been like got up and got something to drink or something like that, because I have just like sporadic moment of energy where I just really want to back test and just get stuff done and stuff, you know. Okay, so I would have exited off that candle, so that's good. Wait, 6.6. Oh, I'm tripping. I did not see that long wick. So yeah, that would have exit. So now we're gonna go to 6.21. Well, that was a quick exit. Alright, we're gonna go to 8.31. I feel like this is gonna be a long trend. Nope, I was wrong. I could not be any more wrong. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. I got back in. Hey. Ooh. I appreciate you coming though, man. And also congrats on I do not pronounce the name. Hi Keith. I think he just made it into the private group later on, man. I'm so glad to see it. But hey man, and it's like Cause I know I already got like a little funds and stuff set up. Cause I don't know if y'all see like on my pause screen and everything like that, my dream car is a Tesla, and so I'm already like working and saving goals and everything doing that. And I haven't even factored in making any YouTube money or anything. So yeah, if I do end up making bank from YouTube, that'll just be a plus on top of everything. But also, I gotta say, a long-term view for my channel is, yes, it's gonna start with Forex and everything, but as I don't know if you ever read the comment description, I want to talk about financial freedom. So I want the channel to end up growing. It's like maybe as I get older, I could do real estate videos or talking about the economics of the channel, or maybe even just talking about Forex predictions or just anything like that. Or just, I don't know, just like expanding, because I know I can only do so much backtesting videos, and that content going to eventually get dried up and just mundane. But economics and the world events, they're always going to be happening, and so I would love to just do that, just expand my channel to where I'm just talking about anything I want and stuff like that. So yeah, Spy, and I gotta say, I'm gonna definitely most remember all these people, all of y'all, all 300, even Air Jordan said, I can't forget about the OGs who was here before. They were, whenever I had 5 viewers, I knew exactly those 5 viewers was. Let's see what that trade was. 9-6. And they go to 10-2, 10-22. Oh, that was a nice trade. Hold on. Oh, C2 said no. Hopefully we get into a good trend with this one. I think that one exit because of news. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if it comes back and crosses my exit. No. That is a hard left turn. Now we're gonna go to 1-4. Oh yeah, and I guess 2 things. One thing, the only thing I do ask from y'all, other than like liking the video and stuff, is whenever you actually get funded, or whenever you start making it to higher parts of the Discord or just anything, I don't want no donations or none of that. All I want is you to just give me just a shout out, man. If you get a shout out to my boy A1, or shout out to the A1Fx YouTube family, that would be just enough for me. Because I gotta say, I was talking about it with Spy earlier today. Just like, it's crazy just seeing like everybody progressing in the Discord, becoming greater, giving more insights on opinions, and just seeing people develop and just become into better Forex traders and everything. Kind of made me feel like a proud parent to everybody. Other schools. Yeah, that'll probably be a little bit too political of me, but I was thinking about like, cause one person I watch really heavy, his name is Graham Stephan. I watch his videos all the time, and so if I can maybe start developing channel videos like he does, or whatever, it would be really good. So yeah, let me go ahead and finish this year back testing. Not this year, these 3 years of back testing. Oh, did we just get a better exit? Hold on. Okay, exit indicator, come through. .8993. That's saving the bottom line. Yes, sir. That got me out because of news. Dang, that was a good trend I missed. We hit and we missed. We have 27 more pairs that we gonna get hits on. We not tripping. Oh, hold on. Did I get a better exit? Yes, sir, we did. What was that? 25.8752. 0.8752. Wait, hold on. Oh, nope. That was because of news. Hey, shout out to Foul. He finally made it. I felt kind of bad for him last time because he decided to not come to the stream. But I'm glad to see you, man. He definitely an OG a part of here. Mr. Helper, he said, hey, I watch him too. Yeah, because one thing also too about financial freedom, and also VP did a video about this, is you have to have multiple lines of income, or multiple streams of income. That's the only way to be successful in this kind of world. That crossed my baseline, so we're going to go to 430. Oh, okay. So Whiskey Pops asked a good question. Said, what is considered a successful ROI? If I recall, VP said 10% was good enough to go live until something better was developed. So for actual real life ROI, I would say 10% is good, because I know my whole focus and my kind of focus for my channel is to develop killer prop firm traders. And prop firm traders, if you can make 10%, more than likely you can double your account balance with prop firms like Fiverr, CTI, TCF, or I think Global Trader FX, Kickstarter, or a whole bunch of other ones. They double your account value for making 10%. And once you can get to that million, 10% of a million is, I believe, $100,000. Let me check my math to make sure I'm right. 1, 2, 3 times 0.1. It's 100,000, and you can live off 100,000. That's not even taken into consideration. Say if you're trading for 2-3 prop firms, that's over 200K a year. But for backtesting purposes, like I always said, I said it in my no nonsense Forex video, I'll say it again. For VP 5 pairs for these 3 years, the target is something around 30% ROI, between 4 to 6% drawdown. Oh, hold on. Oh, we exit because of news. That's terrible. Hey. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. Come through, exit. Gary Ham said, what's your favorite confirmation indicator? For as far as your knowledge, my favorite confirmation indicator is the DPO. That's what I'm using on stream. Yeah, that hit my break-even point. All right, now we're looking at 816. Oh yeah, Spot. He made a great comment saying, not to mention talking about what I said earlier with 10% a year is good with prop firms and how you can scale out with the growth scale and everything. He said, not to mention, then you could pay big firms like Maverick and get even bigger piece of the bigger share of the pie with your profits. And I also take into consideration people not thinking about it. Big money groups like Maverick and those, if you can develop big trust with them and everything, they can give you way more money. And this goes for any firm. If you get to really know the CEO and develop a good relationship and network, you can maybe negotiate. Even though the limit maybe 1.2 million, maybe they can give you 3 million to trade with. If you've just been showing them good results year after year or whatever. That's something to also take into consideration. The sky's the limit for you. But Willie says some guy in the private Discord channel say they have like a 60% ROI in a year only with Forex. Is that really possible? I gotta say with Forex, almost anything is possible, but I gotta say it's very unlikely. And a lot of times I gotta say, far as like with me, it's good to compare yourself to people in the Discord, but don't just take it to heart, because like I said, right now I'm in the prop firm group and people getting funny left and right, but I'm still sitting here trading sideways and everything. You just got to see that you got to run your own race. Like I say, you building your own house. Just take your time, but still push yourself at a good tempo, and you're gonna be successful. Don't basically worry about everything that you have like going on, but also take into note what other people have going on at the same time, if that makes sense. But yeah, Gusto, he made a really good comment. Without news avoidance, yada yada yada, then yes. So it kind of all just depends on your algorithm and everything like that. Come on in, exit. It took something 0.9067. That gave me some more profit on the table. Oh, we gotta respect the rules. We gotta enter in this loss. And the reason why I also stagger my results like this, so let's just say I want to just test it out to see if I don't like continuation trades, I can just delete all these trades and see the results of it. So that's another reason why I kind of do things the way that I do it. Now we looking for 10-1 because this trade crossed the baseline. Oh. Okay, so I knew I'd probably get this question asked, but Mr. Helper said, how can you tell if news influenced the movement? Do you gotta stay close with the news? So I gotta say, every day you gotta head to my FX book or whatever, Forex Factory or Forex News or whatever you got to check up on the date for the next day trading events. But the reason why I was telling you that is, and this is why I also believe a lot of people been getting into the private group, is because I developed this really nice spreadsheet called the news calendar for every currency between January 1st of 2017 to January 1st of 2020. And I have it listed by currency pairs. And I also have EVZ built into it that I done did by hand, just testing it out and things like that. And what I would do is I will put Aussie and the CAD all on the same spreadsheet, sorted out, and these are the news dates. So like say if I were to take a trade on let's just say for instance 4/517. So say I was to take that trade by 4/6, so by April 6th, if my trade have not hit take profit, I have to exit that trade by news rules. So yeah, let me know if that answered your question, helper. Oh my gosh. So Whiskey Pops, he made a great quote, and I wish I would have thought of this. He said he don't know if anyone watches Jordan Peterson, but he says, don't compare yourself to some guy today. Compare yourself to the you of yesterday. I gotta say, I really like that. I like that a lot. I think I'ma steal that from him. I really like that. I might start listening to him. But yeah, so I guess now let's see the fruits of our labor. So we're gonna go to the big sheets of this. So for Euro GDP, 63% win rate, 500 pips for $600. So for the big reveal, guys, let's see. Hey, turn me up then. Let's go. I'm so happy because it helped my best pair switch to JPY, and it helped my worst pair Euro GDP. And this is one thing I also want to preach so much to everybody who just started no nonsense Forex. After you scale out, don't pay attention to win rates. Okay, you see the win rate dropped terribly, but I got 300 more pips. I got, what is that? 300 more dollars. That is 3%, I believe. With my account balance and everything, this is all based off a 10% trading account. It's 300%, not 300%, 3% increase. So then now if we go to our bottom line, it went from 29% ROI to a whopping 35% ROI when we started off with 3% drawdown. Now we at 2% drawdown. We can't make this up. Y'all was here back in, I think was at the beginning of April of my first video, trying to build this algorithm. And you seen it come to fruition. Nobody can have no more excuses with building an algorithm. Let me know if y'all got any more questions about this or anything. And also, guys, I gotta say, you can always message me on Discord for my spreadsheets, or say if you want a specific indicator or just anything like that. Remember, there's no dumb questions. So I gotta say, by parting words, good night to wherever you are, or good morning depending on where you are in the world. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with somebody, and just stay in tune for the next stream or video. I'm glad to have y'all here.